ॐ वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। गुरवे सर्वलोकानां विषये भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ। All of you can chant with me. Can follow me. वासुदेवेन्द्र योगीन्द्रं नत्वा ज्ञानप्रदं गुरुं नत्वा ज्ञानप्रदं गुरुं It is Natva, having saluted, not Tattva.
Natva. I don't have my script today. Mokshonam hitarthaya
Tattvabodho dhiriyate
Tattvabodha adhiyate
Tattvabodho dhiriyate
Tattvabodha adhiyate
Tattvabodha abhidhiyate. This verse, prayer verse, we have seen in detail.
Right.
Now we are seeing the next continuation. Right? That also we have seen, but we are going to see further on the following text. Sadhana chatushtaya sampanna adhikarinam
Sadhana chatushtaya sampanna adhikarinam
Moksha sadhana bhutam Tattva viveka prakaram Vakshyamaha. Now you can keep your mic in mute condition. You can note down all your doubts and ask me at the end of the class. Vakshyamaha. Tattva viveka prakaram vakshyamaha. Vakshyamaha. The author says that we will expound the Vishaya. Vishaya is subject matter. What is the subject matter? It's a unique subject matter. Why the subject matter is unique? Because subject matter is something about which you cannot say that I don't know. Nor you can say I know. Neither you can say I don't know, nor you can say I know. Therefore, it's a unique subject matter. Suppose if I say, let us discuss Panini Ashtadhyayi. You know, Panini was a great Maharishi. He was a great Rishi, Maharishi. Ashtadhyayi is a sutra literature on Sanskrit grammar, Samskrita Vyakaranam. Ashtadhyayi. There are 8 chapters in the Panini Sutra that was written by Panini Maharishi. You don't know anything about Ashtadhyayi. So, therefore, you can say, I don't know, and you want to learn. Because you don't know, you want to learn. But here, in the context of Tattvabodha, the subject matter is something unique about which you cannot say, I don't know. You know it. And at the same time, you don't know it. How is it possible? You know, but you don't know clearly. In fact, you have wrongly understood. A confused understanding. The understanding which is not clear. Any understanding which is not clear is nothing but confusion. And therefore, it will lead to errors, mistakes. Therefore, what should we do? We have to do inquiry, do vichara. And vichara is by means of vivekaha. Vichara is viveka vichara. Vichara is simple inquiry. As I told in the last class, vichara is simple inquiry. Vivekaha is a distinct inquiry. A distinct inquiry to understand the confusion caused by the mixture of two things, two different things. Here, the subject matter, the Vishayaha is Tattva Viveka Prakaram. Tattva Viveka Prakaram Bhakshyamaha, the author says. Prakaram, it means method. Tattva, it means reality, the truth. Viveka is a distinct knowledge, a clear knowledge of the Tattvam, the truth. Atma is a truth, therefore it is Atma Tattva Vivekaha, a distinct, clear knowledge of Atma, Brahma. Okay, how to gain this knowledge? That is a prakara, that is a method, that is a subject matter which the author is going to expound. The author says we will expound the method of distinct inquiry, or we can say discriminative inquiry of the Tattvam, the truth. So that is this meaning of this what we read now, this text. Other words are there in that we will explore one by one. As I told before, vichara is simple inquiry. For example, what is gravity? Why did the apple fall down? The process of understanding, just understanding, is vichara. It is a simple analysis in nature. So you can analyze the reason for the apple just which falls down, and you can come to some conclusion. That is vichara. Viveka is distinguishing inquiry, where the inquiry will lead to a clear knowledge of a thing about which you have confused understanding. In the last class, I gave an example for this. A colorless crystal appearing red. The crystal is colorless, but it appears red. How and why? Because of the proximity of the Japa Kusumam, this hibiscus flower. The color of the flower is red, which is reflected in the crystal, and therefore the colorless crystal appears red. Because you see it as red, you conclude that crystal is red in color. There is a a mix-up. Therefore, knowing the two objects distinctly which are involved in our erroneous perception and understanding both of them as they are, and also understanding the mix-up as being the cause for our erroneous perception. That is the vivekaha, that is the discriminative inquiry. When do we do viveka? The viveka is required when there is a mix-up. Why? Because one is taken for the other. Atma is taken for other than what it is. Atma is nityaha. Atma is nitya vastu. Nityaha means permanent. In other words, we can say Atma is not subject to time. Atma doesn't have death. Only the body has death. But Atma is taken to be mortal. This mortality is thrown upon Atma by this anatma, this body mind sense complex. Like how the redness is thrown upon the crystal by this japa kusuma, in the same way. So therefore, we have to do viveka. To know that this mortality belongs to this body mind sense complex. And Atma is nityaha. The sentiency of this body mind senses, while when the person is living, is due to Atma. The sentiency of the body is due to Atma when the person is alive. Body is insentient. It is a jada vastu. It is insentient. Atma is sentient. Atma is consciousness. Chetana vastu. The word for consciousness in Sanskritam is chetana. Atma is chetanam. This Atma or consciousness, what we talk is, yes, it is you. When we say Atma, it must be understood as you, not as something other than you, like any object we refer to. No, it is you. So you are the only chetana vastu in the Jagat. So we should not look upon Atma as something in Pratama Purusha or even in Madhyama Purusha. It is in Uttama Purusha. It is me. I. This I, the consciousness, is Atma. The biography of you. The biography of you is not is only the biography of the body. Really speaking, in the common the world, when people say the biography of a person, means it is a biography of the body, the person. It is anatma. Really speaking, the biography of you is not the biography of the body. Universally and generally, we commit the mistake of superimposing the biography of the body, this mind, sense complex and atma, because it is mixed up. Because it is mixed up. As though mixed up. This is very something important to understand. It is as though mixed up. And because it is as though mixed up, the result of the mix-up, the superimposition, is very peculiar. And the effect of mistake is also peculiar. You see, the attributes of anatma are superimposed on atma, and the attributes of atma are superimposed on anatma. Therefore, they have become as though one. It is like mixing water with milk. Whether you mix water with milk or milk with water, it is same. The result is the same. Either milk gains a property of water, like the liquidity, or etc., all these things. And water gains a property of milk, like the whiteness in color. So, when you mix water with milk, so it becomes one. So, and this example, it has certain limitations that you must understand. Though water and milk can mix up and become one, Atma and Anatma, which are entirely two different things, can never mix up like water and milk. The example of this water and milk is only to show the effect of mistake committed in our understanding. To understand what will happen if we superimpose two different things which are impossible to mix up. In fact, we are all very skilled in mixing the two things which cannot be mixed up, making the impossible possible by our erroneous understanding. That is what we have done. So, that is like in a dream, we imagine a man with a donkey's head. It is impossible. A man cannot have a donkey's head. But in the dream it is possible. It is an imagination. That is why in the dream we always, make the impossible possible. You know the donkey and you know a man. Now, in the dream, these two things can be superimposed. Either with the donkey head on the man or the man's head on the donkey. Either way it is possible in the dream, but it is impossible in the waking state. So, and we know dream is dream. It is not real. Similarly, Atma is taken to be with limitations, even though the limitations do not belong to the Atma. And this Atma is known to you because it is you. But what happened is, you have concluded that I am a samsari, which means samsari means a becoming person. You think you are subject to various limitations, but that is not true. If it is true, then you don't have to study this book, Tattvabodha. If it is not true, then we must inquire into what Atma is, and which is not totally unknown to us. Because Atma is taken to be a samsari, now there is a confusion. And you want to be free from the limitations by becoming somebody because of this confusion. Therefore, the whole life of becoming is samsara. It is an endless pursuit because what you are is what you are. You cannot become something which you are not. Anything you become, you will fall back later to what you are. Therefore, mistake being committed as there is, no clarity in vision. What do we need? We need viveka. We need viveka, vichara. In our conclusion that I am this body, mind, sense complex, there is a certain perception. There is a certain perception is there. But this is a wrong perception. You may say, this is not only my perception. Universally, everybody perceives it so. It is a universal perception. Yes, because it is universally perceived, it doesn't mean that it should be correct. All universal perceptions need not be correct, whether it is direct perception or indirect perception. Say, for example, you can take the sun rising in the east and setting in the west. It is not only my perception, it is your perception, it is everybody's perception, but there is a reason for this perception. And therefore, perception-based conclusion. We have explanations for this perception, and it is universal, it is scientific. Similarly, we have universal erroneous perception of taking the body to be Atma. And this mistake is explainable. We can explain this mistake. And resolving this mistake, this confusion, this wrong understanding is Tattva Viveka Prakaraha. That is the Tattva Viveka Prakaraha, and that is what the author is going to expound. Tattva Viveka Prakaram Pakshyamaha iti. Our Shastra, you must understand, Shastra, it opens up the third eye. When we say the third eye is not located in our forehead. That is the eye of knowledge. Shastra opens the eye of knowledge and makes us see through it and rectify our erroneous perception. And to remove this erroneous perception, we must understand what Viveka is. Because there is a mix-up, a discriminative inquiry, Viveka, Vichara is required. That will help to understand the Tattvam, Atma Tattvam. So, Tattva Viveka Prakaraha. Tattva Viveka Prakaraha means the method by which we are going to resolve this problem is Tattva Viveka Prakaraha. Prakaraha means method. So, this method is going to be explained by the author, and this method should be meticulously followed for solving the problem of samsara. Okay. Now you may ask, I want moksha. I want moksha. For moksha, why should I study the Shastram? The author says, Tattvabodha prakaraha, it is a means of moksha. It is a means for moksha. This discriminative inquiry, whose subject matter is Tattvam, that is the means. In fact, that is the only means for moksha. And this inquiry is possible only through Shastra. Therefore, we should study Shastram. You remember I told you this Anubandha Chatushtayam. Anubandha Chatushtayam is this the four connections: Adhikari, Shaya, Prayojanam and Sambandham. We discussed in detail. In that, Prayojanam is there, and the Prayojanam is pointed out by the author as Moksha Sadhana Bhutam. You see that? The text. Moksha Sadhana Bhutam Viveka Prakaram Pakshyamaha. Pakshyamaha. Author is going to explain what Tattva Viveka Prakaram that we discussed now. And Moksha Sadhana Bhutam, that phrase is there. Moksha Sadhana Bhutam Tattva Viveka Prakaram Pakshyamaha. Here, Bhutam. The word Bhutam, it means Rupam. In the form of. In the form of. Rupam means in the form of. Bhutam. Tattva Viveka Prakaraha is the means for Moksha. Moksha is the end. That is the Parama Purushartha of everyone. And this Moksha happens to be in the form of knowledge. Jnanena eva Moksha. Natu Karmana. Only by knowledge Moksha is possible. To get moksha, therefore what you have to do? You have to get knowledge. And to get knowledge, you have to do viveka. Therefore, viveka is a means for moksha. So, therefore the author says, moksha sadhana bhutam. Sadhana bhutam moksha. Pakshyamaha. Moksha sadhana bhutam tattva viveka prakaram. That is, the means for that moksha is Tattva Viveka Prakaram, that I am going to expound. Here the sadhana, moksha sadhana, here the word sadhana means. Moksha sadhana bhutam, moksha which is in the form of Tattva Viveka Prakaram will be, we will expound. That is the meaning. Okay. What is moksha? Moksha is freedom from the sense of want. The word moksha. So I want to become somebody. This is a problem because I am not happy with myself as I am now. So this sense of want is due to the absence of this Tattva Viveka, Atma Viveka. Absence of this is because of this we have the sense of want. We want to become somebody. So when I have clear knowledge that I don't lack anything, aham purnaha, I am the whole, then what happens? Then this sense of want, the samsara goes away. That is moksha. So Tattva Viveka is moksha sadhana bhutam. Here sadhanam means only. It is a means. Sadhanam means means. Sadhyate anena iti sadhanam, that by which you accomplish. That is the sadhanam. Sadhanam means the means. For moksha, what is the means? Jnanam. Jnanam is the only means. That is the Tattva Viveka Prakaram. In fact, there are no many means for moksha. There is only one means and it is a direct means. What is that? That is Jnanam. So that is what the author says. Moksha sadhana bhutam Tattva Viveka Prakaram Pakshyamaha. Okay. Now, who is the adhikari for gaining this jnanam? Adhikari, for whom is the Tattva Viveka is moksha sadhanam. It is for the mumukshu. Mumukshu. So this mumukshus, I use the word mumukshus in English, okay, so that you also can understand. Mumukshus. These mumukshus are the people, they want freedom. and they see the freedom as the end worth to be accomplished in life. And these mumukshus are the adhikari. They have the adhikaritvam. Adhikaritvam means the status of having the qualifications. So they are the adhikaris. If adhikaritvam is not there, what happens? If adhikaritvam is not there, of course, then the text is not for you. If adhikaritvam is not there, either you don't get the knowledge, or the knowledge will not give any benefit to you. This adhikaritvam is mentioned as sadhana chatushtaya sampanna adhikarinam. So, by that word, it is a long word. Sadhana chatushtaya sampanna adhikarinam. 4 words are together. It's a samasa, it's a compound word. So, we will examine every word. In sadhana chatushtaya sampanna adhikarinam, the author says, the one is adhikari. Who is adhikari? That we are going to see one by one. Chatushtaya. Chatushtaya means what? Chatushtaya means, chatuhu means, chatur means 4. Chatushtaya means fourfold. Fourfold. And sadhana, the word is here again. Here, literally sadhana means. Sadhana means, it means only. But here, in sadhana chatushtaya sampanna adhikarinam, the word sadhana means qualifications. You should understand here, sadhana means qualifications. The word has to be interpreted according to the context. You cannot literally take the meaning of a word and insert. That is not correct approach. Here the word sadhana means qualification. So sadhana chatushtayam. So sampanna, the word is there. Sampanna means one who is endowed with. One who is endowed with. Sampanna. So one who has these fourfold qualifications. One who has these fourfold qualifications is an adhikari. Is an adhikari. Sadhana chatushtaya sampanna adhikari. Adhikari for what? Tattva viveka. That is the Tattva viveka is the moksha sadhana bhutam. So for that is the adhikari. Yaga sadhana chatushtaya sampannaha saha adhikari. For what? Tattva vivekaya. Tattva vivekaya saha adhikari. That is why, if you are adhikari, the knowledge should take place when you listen to Shastra. When adhikaritvam is there, knowledge, jnanam should take place. The words of the Shastram are the Pramanam. And the subject matter of the Shastram is Atma, Vedanta Shastram. The subject matter of the Vedanta Shastram is Atma. So, what is to be known is Atma. What is to be known is Atma, that is the Prameya Vishayaha. Prameyaha is, that is to be known. Prameya Vishayaha Atma. And Atma is a Nyaya Vastu, it is to be known. In fact, Atma is not even close to you, it is you. It is you. Therefore, this knowledge is what? It is Vastu Tantram. It is Vastu Tantram. You have no choice in not getting this knowledge, unlike the karma. Karma is Karta Tantram, where you can do, you need not do, or you can do otherwise. Kartum Shakyam, Akartum Shakyam, Anyatava Kartum Shakyam. But in gaining Jnanam, Jnanam being Vastu Tantram, here your will has no role to play. You cannot operate your free will. When you are exposed to the Pramanam Shastram, the knowledge must take place provided if you have these qualifications, if you are a adhikari. Suppose, if knowledge doesn't take place, then please don't blame the Shastra. The Shastram should not be blamed. The lack of qualifications should be the reason for that. Therefore, adhikaritvam is very important. You cannot know the Atma either by pratyaksham or anumanam or by any other means of knowledge. Only the words of the Shastram are the pramanam. There is no other pramanam. If I don't gain knowledge, then I should not dismiss the Shastram. I will not dismiss the Shastram. I will conclude that I will have to gain the qualifications for the Shastram to operate in me. That should be the attitude. If Jnanam doesn't take place, there is a possibility that one can conclude the Shastram is not a pramanam. Or one can say Atma cannot be free from problems. Atma is problematic. One can conclude, but it is wrong. It is not so. You cannot conclude Shruti Pramanam is inadequate. There is no question of inadequacy of Shruti Pramanam. You cannot conclude that you need to do something to know Atma. That is not correct. Suppose if you want to see the color of an object, what do? You must open your eyes and see. If you cannot see the color of an object with your eyes, say suppose, then you cannot use your nose to see it. You have a problem with your eyes, therefore better go and consult it, eye doctor. You cannot use the other pramanam to know it. Therefore, there is no question of changing the pramanam. It is not possible. There is a beautiful verses there, Subhashitam, which talks about this Shastra pramanam. Yasya nasti swayam prajna shastram tasya karoti kim lochanabhyam viginasya darpanaha kim karishyati. This is a very beautiful Subhashit. Lochanabhyam viginasya darpanaha kim karishyati. Darpanaha means mirror. Lochanabhyam is dvivachanam. We have two eyes. Therefore, if lochanabhyam viginasya, if a person doesn't have eyes, what is the use of the mirror? He cannot see his reflection in the mirror. He cannot see. He doesn't have vision. So what is the use of the mirror? The same way, yasya nasti swayam prajna. If one doesn't have the prajna, the buddhi of Shastram being the pramanam, that Shraddha, the pramana buddhi should be there. If that is not there, then Shastram tasya karotikim. What can the Shastram do? So, therefore, there is no question of Shastram cease to be a pramanam. It doesn't work for one and works for somebody else. No, it is not like that. Shastram will work, provided if you are an adhikari. That is the important factor that is required for the knowledge to take place. That adhikaritvam should be there. The necessary qualifications should be there. And you need not wait for qualifications to listen to Shastram. No, I will get qualification and then I will come to the Shastram. That is also not the right approach. As you listen to the Shastram, say Tattvabodha, you get that qualifications also. So when we say qualifications, you don't get frightened. Qualifications, it means it's just preparing the mind. For everything we need preparation. For everything we need preparation. The preparation depends on the subject matter. As I told, if you want to study Panini Ashtadhyayi, there are certain things you need to prepare for it, right? So once you have got the preparation, then studying Ashtadhyayi will be just a cakewalk. If you want to learn calculus, then the preparation is you must know the arithmetics. Then you study mathematics and do something, and you will be ready for the calculus. Similarly, here, to gain this Tattva Viveka, what we need? We need preparation. So, and here, Atma is the subject matter. And therefore, for this knowledge to take place, the mind has to be subtle. It has to be pure. The mind has to be generous. It should be compassionate. It should have all the required qualities. Because the knowledge has to take place where? In the mind. The word for mind in Sanskritam is Antak-karanam. It is a karanam. It is an instrument. Antak-karanam, it is an inner instrument. The Antak-karanam should be ready for it. Should be ready for the ready for the reception of this knowledge. One must have the maturity, the composure, that spiritual commitment one should have. And one should also have examined, the limitations of all the other purushartha and finally come to the moksha purushartha. So all these are the preparations. Once your mind is prepared, that is what is adhikaritam, then you are an adhikari. That is what the author says. Swamiji, he says, this book means in general Shastram. The Shastram is not about anyone, it is about you. You are the hero of this book. There are no heroines and no side actors. Only one person, and that is you. That is, the Shastram talks about you, the Atma. Therefore, the subject matter being you, and if you have the necessary qualifications, Bodha, the knowledge should take place. When there is the object of knowledge and the means of knowledge, that is, object of knowledge, prameya, and means of knowledge, pramanam, are there, for a pramata, for the knower, this jnanam must take place. There is no doubt about it. How do I say so certainly? Your nose is the proof. Your nose is the proof. See, whether you like it or not, when there is a fragrance or a stinking smell around you, your nose picks up that without your permission. Your nose will not ask your permission to pick up that smell. The nose is the pramanam. It is the means of knowledge, and it is available all the time. It's available all the time, and smell, that is the nyayaha, that is also available. Nose is available and the smell is available around you, in the form of a fragrance or some stinking smell. Therefore, nose being available there, what will happen? The nose will pick up the smell. Smell is available around you. The nose will not wait for your decision or your permission to smell it. Therefore, when pramanam operates, what happens? There is a total surrender of your free will. You don't have your free will. Your free will gets suspended when pramanam operates. And knowledge will take place. Like the nose picks up the smell and will inform you. Same way, when you are exposed to Shastram, knowledge will take place. If knowledge doesn't take place, it means what? It means I lack certain requirements. I lack qualifications. So that should be the reason, only reason. Now, the author naturally raises a question as to what are those qualifications we are talking about. What is that sadhana chatushtayam? Sadhana chatushtayam. The text, it continues further. The author answers it. And in the process, a new words will come. A new words will come, and again the question will be raised on the new words. Again, the same thing will follow. That is how the whole Shastra is introduced. The form of a question and answer. While answering, the author will introduce new words, and he will ask, what is that? Again, the answer will be given. So, in that, it's a beautiful method. The whole Shastra will be introduced. Okay, this sadhana chatushtayam. What is the sadhana chatushtayam? How is that the qualification it has come about? In the discussion, where is that is mentioned in the Shruti? What is the pramanam for this sadhana chatushtayam? If we ask, this sadhana chatushtayam, the fourfold qualifications, it has been arrived based on the analysis of Shastram, Shruti. This sadhana chatushtayam is not anybody's imagination. It's not anybody's imagination. When this sadhana chatushtayam is there, Shruti pramanam will never fail to give you this atma jnanam. It will be atma jnanam is confirmed. And this sadhana chatushtayam, I was telling the sadhana chatushtayam, how did that it has come about? See, there are many references in the Upanishads. Like if you take Mundaka Upanishad, you all are studying or you have studied probably. Mundaka Upanishad says, Pariksha lokan karmachitan brahmanaha yadveda mayat nastya kritak katena tadvijnanartam sagurumevadhigachet sagurumevadhigachet Sotyam Brahmanishtam. So this is a passage in the Mundaka Upanishad. If you see, if you read this mantra, it talks about qualifications. What should be the qualification of a seeker? So there are many such passages in many Upanishads, from which the acharyas in the tradition, they have drawn the qualifications required on the part of the individual who wants to gain this Atma Jnanam. Okay. So now there are two words in this sentence, sadhana, chatushtayam. Sadhanam, I told, it means qualifications. Chatushtayam, what is chatushtayam? Chatushtayam means a group of four. Chatushtayam, a group of four. Panchakam means group of 5. Shatkam means group of 6. So we have Manisha Panchakam is there. Sadhana Panchakam is there. This is written by Adi Shankaracharya. And Nirvana Shatkam is there. Again it is written by Shankaracharya. So here we have Chatushtayam. Chatushtayam means a group of 4. 4 qualifications, sadhana, Chatushtayam. So the author will list one by one and explain each one of them by asking questions. So this question and answer, this asking question and answering, it can be looked upon as a dialogue between the teacher and the student. Acharya Shishya Samvadana. Okay. Now we will take up the next the text. It starts with the question. Yeah, if you see the previous one, it says Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampanna Adhikarinam Moksha Sadhana Bhutam Tattva Viveka Prakaram Vakshyamaha. Vakshyamaha we will expound. What Tattva Viveka Prakaram? Moksha Sadhana Bhutam. The Tattva Viveka Prakaram is a direct means for moksha, that is going to be, that we will expound, author says. And Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampanna Adhikarinam. Now you can, when you read this text, you can ask, what is Sadhana Chatushtayam? That has to be explained. 4-fold qualifications, the author says. What are those 4-fold qualifications? That is a natural question comes up. The author, now it continues the text by asking the question. You all can chant with me. Sadhana Chatushtayam Kim. You can unmute your mic and chant. Hello?
Sadhana Chatushtayam Kim.
Sadhana Chatushtayam Kim. It's Kim. What are the 4-fold qualifications? The author is going to answer them. You can chant with me again. Nitya Nitya Vastu Vivekaha.
Nitya Nitya Vastu Vivekaha.
Iha Mutrartha Phalabhoga Viragaha. Okay, I think there's a problem with that. I tell you. The first one I will split and read. You can chant it. Nitya Anitya Vastu Vivekaha.
Nitya Anitya Vastu Vivekaha.
Then the next one. Iha Amutra
Amutra
Thapala Arthapala Bhoga Viragaha. You can try to chant as a whole, as a single word. Iha Mutrartha Phalabhoga Viragaha. Good. Now, next one. Shamadhi Shatka Sampattihi.
Shamadhi Shatka Sampattihi.
Shamadhi Shatka Sampattihi.
क्षमादिषट्कसम्पत्तिः
क्षुत्वं चेति
शुष्कं चेति
So the question was sadhana chatushtayam kim. What are fourfold qualifications? Yes, the first one is nitya anitya vastu vivekaha. So vivekaha, that is the first qualification. We are going to see everything in detail, right? In the next class. Nitya anitya vastu vivekaha. Vivekaha is the first qualification. Can please mute your mics. So the next qualification is iha amutra arthapala bhoga viragaha. We will see every word in that compound word. Viragaha, that is the second qualification. First qualification is vivekaha. Second qualification is viragaha. The third one, see, shamadhi shatka sampattihi. I just now told shatkam. Shatkam is a group of 6. Shatkam means it means a group of 6. Shamadhi, shama, etc. The author is going to say what are those etc. Shama, etc. This group of 6. That is another qualification. So how many qualifications so far? Vivekaha, number 1. Viragaha, number 2. And Shamadhi Shatka Sampattihi. Here, Shatkam, 6 qualifications are there in a single word itself. By Shamadhi Shatka, he has told all the 6 qualifications. He didn't explain in detail, that he will do later. So 2 plus 6, how many? 8. 8 qualifications. The last one, Mumukshutvam cha iti. The last one is Mumukshutvam. So 2 plus 6 plus 1. 9 qualifications. These 9 qualifications, adhikari should have. Now, the author has said this sadhana chatushtayam. Viveka, viraga, samadhi shatkam, mumukshutvam. These are the 4 fold qualifications, sadhana chatushtayam. Now, these 4-fold qualifications, it says, nitya anitya vastu vivekaha. Nitya anitya vastu vivekaha. As I told, nitya. What is nitya vastu? Vastu is a beautiful word. I would prefer to use the word vastu as vastu. I don't want to translate. Vastu literally means an object or a thing. But vastu, let it be vastu. Nitya vastu. That which is not subject to time. That is a nitya vastu. Which is ever permanent. That doesn't have any vikara. That cannot undergo any change. Change is possible only with reference to time. It's not subject to time, therefore it cannot have any change. Therefore nityam. Anitya vastu, na nitya vastu, anitya vastu. That which is subject to time, it is the anitya vastu. So viveka is here what? We have to understand distinctly what is nitya vastu and what is anitya vastu. What is nitya vastu and what is anitya vastu. So that understanding, that distinct understanding is viveka. Viveka, as I told, it distinguishes 2 things which are confused with each other. Right? So anitya and nitya, both are mixed up. Now you have to discern what is nityam and what is anityam. That is the first qualification. Okay. Iha mutrartha phalabhoga viragaha. Iha means here. Iha means here. It is an avyaya, which is an indeclinable. You cannot decline. Like Rama Shabda. Iha is here. Mutra is there. There means where? There means where you want to go. Like after what? After that maranantaram. Swargama or narakam. So that is iga amutra. Iga amutra arthapala bhoga viragaha. So Iha amutrartha palabhoga viraga, that is, palabhoga, bhoga is enjoyment, enjoying the pleasures either in this world or amutra. Amutra is hereafter, going somewhere and enjoying the palabhoga, enjoying the pleasures. That viraga means dispassion. That is, you should have the total dispassion for enjoyments either here or hereafter. That is the second qualification. The third one is Shamadhi Shatka Sampattihi. Shama Adi. The author says only Shama, and after that uses the word Adi. Adi Padat, Shama, Dhamma, Titiksha, Shraddha, Samadhanam, all these things are going to come. This Shamadhi Shatkam is a Sampatti. Sampatti means wealth. These are the real wealth. This Shama, etc. are the real wealth, which is the third qualification. And Shamadhi Shatkam, Shatkam when you say, it is a group of 6, starting from Shama. What is that? Each we are going to see that. The last one is Mumukshutvam. Mumukshutvam means it is the status of having the desire, a strong desire for freedom. That is called Mumukshutvam. Mumukshutvam, Mumukshu means it is the one who has a desire for freedom. Mumukshu. That Ichcha is there, the desire is there. This is not an ordinary desire. The strong, longing for liberation. That is the Mumukshutvam. So these are the 4 old qualifications, sadhana chatushtayam. Now we will take up one by one and we will see in detail. We will chant the text. The meaning of those texts will be seen in detail in the next class. Nitya Anitya Vastu Vivekakha. The author is asking question and going to explain. You can chant now. Nitya Anitya Vastu Vivekakha. Nitya Anitya Vastu Vivekakha. What is Nitya Anitya Vastu Viveka? That is a question. Yes, the disciple asks the question. The author will, the Acharya will answer. You can chant with me. Nitya Vastu Ekam Brahma.
Nitya Vastu Ekam Brahma.
Tad Vyatiriktam.
Tad Vyatiriktam.
Sarvam Anityam.
Sarvam Anityam.
Ayam Eva.
Ayam Eva.
Nitya Anitya Vastu Vivekaha.
Nitya Anitya Vastu Vivekaha.
Okay, so this is the Nitya Anitya Vastu Vivekaha. The author has asked a question and he is going to answer. What is Nitya Anitya Vastu Vivekaha? That I think you can see in the next class. It is already 9. So that we will discuss in detail with some examples in the next class. Om Purnamada Purnamidam
Purnat Purnamudachyate
Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Now if you have any questions you can ask.
Sharan,
Yeah.
in the last slogam நம்ம பார்த்தது நித்திய வஸ்து ஏகம் பிரம்மன்னு.
Okay.
நித்திய வஸ்துன்னு சொன்னீங்க, பட் இங்க பிரிண்ட்ல வந்து நித்தியம் வஸ்துன்னு இருக்கு.
Nityam Vastu. Nitya Vastu தான் அது.
நித்திய வஸ்து தான்.
Nitya Vastu Ekam Brahma. Yes. Nitya Vastu Ekam Brahma.
ஓகே ஓகே.
டாட் இருக்கா மேல? இல்ல மகாரா இருக்கா?
இல்ல தமிழ்ல கொடுத்திருக்கிறதும் நித்தியம்னு தான் கொடுத்திருக்கு.
ஓகே, அது நித்திய வஸ்து. நித்திய வஸ்து ஏகம் பிரம்ம.
ஓகே. ஓகே.
ஓகே. அப்புறம் And I would like to say, thank Rita and Chandrasekhar Reddy. They have done a good job. They sent me a Word document. They have taken elaborate notes. I'll go through the notes. I need some time for that. Then there are some Sanskrit, corrections are there, but I'll correct. And I told Jayashankarji. I think he also said he also will publish it in the website. That will be useful for all. Right. Chandrasekhar, are you there? Thank you for that, and it's a good job. It means you have listened to the recordings, I think, maybe a number of times. It's a good, actually, Shravana.
Yeah, that helps. I mean, the first time when you hear, you don't understand a lot of concepts, and then if you repeatedly Shravanam.
Yeah, you have taken a lot of Sanskrit things. That's good. Maybe the typos are there. That probably I will correct it and send you.
Yeah, that's. I mean, the first draft I just wanted to bring out. Then probably I will further and then mention. Yeah, one question is that I have the problem with respect to the Sanskrit.
That's okay. That's okay. Then I have a Sanskrit font installed in my system, so I can do the corrections and no problem. And this will be useful to all the students here. So that is a good thing.
Yeah, maybe if individuals can give feedback on what kind of information they expect, probably we can.
Okay.
Calculations to format or.
I will correct as much as possible now. Whenever I correct something, then I can send it to you or to all the students. Right? I can send you, and I can post in our WhatsApp group also, so they can can go through that.
The weekly sessions, probably I'll keep updating that and then add materials to that.
Yeah. Okay. It's good. See, I'm going slowly. I'm explaining each and every term in the text, and wherever the context is there, we will reinforce, we reinstate the Shastra is a pramana. That is something very important. That is we must understand. Shastram is a pramana. There should not be any doubt of is Shastram a pramana. That samshaya should never be there. Shastram is a pramana. Swamiji told once in our class, even the so-called great pandita, that Shastrigal, they have this basic doubt. Is Shastram Shabdam? Is it a pramana? And just Swamiji told us in our class. We are surprised to listen to such questions from a Shastri. They are all pandits. Shastram is a pramana. There is no question of Shastram, not being a pramana. Once you listen to the Shastram, that knowledge should take place. In fact, that is what is going to come. Now the question will be there. Shraddha is there. Shraddha is one of the Samadhi Shatka Sampatti. Shraddha. What is Shraddha? The author will say, Guru Shastra Vakyeshu Vishwasaha Shraddha. In Tattvabodha, maybe it is different, but with Viveka Chudamani. Guru Shastra Vakyeshu. Guru Shastra Vakyeshu Vishwasaha Shraddha. What the Shastram say, that Guru will say. The Guru will not deviate from the Shastram. As the Shastram, so the words of the Guru, and that is, Shraddha is that. When Shastra Pramane Shraddha Buddhihi. Shastra Pramana, Shraddha and Shastra being the Pramanam, here 80% of the thing is done. In fact, not 80%, Shraddha is there. Now, only thing is your qualifications. You have to prepare your mind to receive that knowledge. Once everything is there, then the knowledge must take place. There is no question of Shastra not being a Pramana. It is a Pramana. There is no other way of knowing it. That is a big thing. That is why wherever the context comes, the Shastra Pramanatvam should be reinstated. So probably it took a long time to explain this. In fact, in the process of listening again and again, your Shraddha will grow. In fact, what happens is you are qualifying yourself to become an Adhikari. That is the benefit. Adhikaritvam, every time when you listen, Adhikaritvam increases. That is the advantage of Shravanam. By Shravanam, knowledge will take place. There is no doubt about it. But if the knowledge doesn't take place, we should not blame the Shastra. Yes. Our Adhikaritvam is not enough. And by repeated Shravanam, the knowledge remaining the same, Adhikaritvam develops. Therefore, at one point when we are fully prepared, the knowledge, we feel that knowledge, shining in us. Then we say, oh, now the Shastram has worked. No, in fact, Shastram has worked in the beginning itself. When you listen to the words of Shastram in the first instance, now the knowledge has taken place. All day what is happening is you are growing. That's growing clarity. Your vision becomes more and more clear. You see that what the Shastram says. That is it. Anyway, if you have any doubts, you can ask me.
Yeah, I mean, you talked about the free will.
Yeah.
So, how I see the whole thing is like once you attain that Adhikaritvam, then probably you don't need the free will. Once you make Shravanam to Shastram and then the knowledge is passed on to you, or you
1 minute. I'm not. I said you don't have free will in gaining the knowledge. That is, when Pramanam operates, your free will is suspended.
Correct. So the question is, I mean, so in order to even achieve or reach the stage of that Adhikaritvam, with all the things described, I think there will be certain amount of the free will which you have to operate on your own in order to. I mean,
of course. Yes. That is a good point. See, that is accepted. Suppose there is there is an object, there is a flower in front of you. You want to see the flower. If somebody brings a flower and keeps in front of you, your free will is to open the eyes, right? You have to open your eyes to see the free will. If you close your eyes and you want to see the flower, it is not possible. So your free will is only to expose yourself to that pramanam. That's it. There only is the free will.
Yeah, if it is, I mean, as simple as that, it is fine. But if when you talk about the vivekaha, where discrimination between things, that is there where you get confused. I mean, a lot of times you end up in a confusion. And to distinguish between what is right and wrong in given situation and place. So those are the type of things which probably the one may have to develop.
Yes. That is what is Adhikaritvam means. It's correct. You are talking about the analysis, the inquiry, right? That is yes.
Something and all that, those 6 qualities which probably you can develop.
Yes.
More practice, but whereas the cases of Ekaha, where you may have to your
see, when you are committed to this spiritual pursuit, you become more alert. This alert living is viveka. You will see that what it is, viveka. So alert living means you be aware of what is nityam and anityam. That vichara you keep doing it. What is nityam and anityam? So the Swamiji used to say this one story. I'm talking about when you grow in Adhikaritvam, what happens? That viveka or vairagya, whatever it may be, all the qualifications. Yeah, there was a rich merchant was there. So he was in the puja room doing puja. Once a servant came and told him that his ship carrying tons and tons of the materials which he imported, it is sank in the mid-sea, crores of rupees worth. He came and told this news to the person. The person immediately, what? He said. What? Out of shock. But the person at the same time, the person is a Vedantin. Okay, he is listening to Shastra. Immediately after a minute, he said, not after a minute, even after a few seconds, he said, so what? this what becoming so what. That is the that is the maturity. That is the adhikaritam. What and so what? What does it lose? It's okay. I mean, it's okay means it is natural calamity. Nothing can be done. It is accepted. That initial shock is observed by him by saying, because of this, they is cultivated these qualities. That is, it displayed a shock in the beginning. It was shocking, but the shock didn't shook him totally. He rebounced back, saying, "So what? Again, he can earn the money, right? Because he knows that is not nityam, anityam, comes and goes." That is the story Ramiji tells, or no, that you are becoming a adhikari. I hope I answered you.
Yeah. I mean,
Hello.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, if you mold yourself to withstand such shocks,
Yes.
then you're crossed like at least to some.
Yeah. See, in day-to-day life, we will face a lot of challenges. So all the challenges, it will strengthen us. It will clearly expose us our lack of qualification. If we know that we lack, then we will attempt to cultivate. The whole process, that is a sadhana in fact. But all the sadhana is to cultivate an adhikari. The whole life is to become an adhikari. Remember, as I told you this, there is no ideal adhikari. Adhikaritam is all the way growing. You get more and more, clarity when you grow in adhikari. It's all the way growing.
You're accepting the facts.
Yeah.
But what does it lead to ultimate your moksha? Is it like two different stages, or you cross this in order to get that, or?
See, I don't want to separate this into two different stages. There is only one thing. Moksha is what the goal is, and we are refining ourselves. We are preparing ourselves for that final end, and there are certain preparedness required for that, and that is what we are doing in the form of even Shravanam or our day-to-day interaction. When we come to know our weakness, our lackness, right? That we try to rectify and grow. That is what. There are no two stages. It is only one stage. It is growing. It's only a growth towards it. We are moving forward towards moksha.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Do you have something? I can hear you.
No. I said that's what I meant. When I said like two stages, it's a path of you achieve. By this, you are taken to the next level.
See, we will talk about more in detail. Really, there are not two stages. They talk about karma yoga and this thing. Karma yoga is nothing but this is what is karma yoga. Karma yoga, it will give you all the necessary qualities that is required for this jnanam to take place. That is what the karma yoga is. That is, you cannot say this is where the karma yoga ends and after that jnanam takes place. No, it is all the way. It's all the way growing in clarity. All the obstacles in our vision, it gets removed one by one. So you see now you are seeing it, but there are so many obstacles are there. So at every point, every experience in your life, and when you grow in adhikaritvam, when you grow in clarity, when your clarity grows, all the one obstructions, it gets removed, blocking your vision, and you see what it is. The Shastram unfolds that, right? And you see it. That is what it is. So There are no different. There is only only one thing. There are no two stages. Right.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions? Hello.
Yeah, that's it for me. Thank you.
Yeah. Others?
No, I don't have any questions now.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. We will see you in the next class.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.